They thought they could get away with skipping the bill, but they didn't count on one thing: me knowing their mothers and having zero hesitation snitching to them on Facebook. These weren't strangers. They were people I kinda knew. And the moment they walked out of the restaurant without paying, I knew exactly what I was about to do. No yelling, no chasing. Just cold, clean justice with a side of mom level shame. If you've ever wanted to take down someone who thought they were too slick to get caught, hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready. Because this story, it's proof that karma sometimes wears lipstick and has your mom on Facebook. I used to work as a server at a casual restaurant in Michigan. Not quite a small town, but small enough that you're bound to run into people you know, especially when you've grown up there, moved around a bit, and went to 3 different school districts like I did. The odds of bumping into a familiar face? High. Painfully high. It's funny how when you serve tables, you get this sixth sense, a radar. Whenever someone vaguely familiar walks through the door, your brain starts scanning. High school, summer camp, that one party back in 2014, and the instinct? Avoid. Avoid like the plague. This time was no different. 4 people walked in. People I recognized just enough to remember that I didn't really like them. High school friends of friends. That kind of we've never spoken, but we've watched each other's lives through mutual Facebook tags familiarity. And while it wasn't my table, I was close to the server who was handling them. We were tight. We split breaks, traded horror stories. So when I overheard the words, "they left without paying," my heart sank. Now, if you ever worked in food service, you know how this goes. In some restaurants, if someone dines and dashes, the server eats the bill. It's disgusting, but it happens. Management will literally dock your pay because someone else decided to be trash. So I'm standing there, watching my friend's face shift from confused to devastated. And I knew she'd just lost $60 to $70. Not chump change, especially not when you're relying on tips to make rent. And that's when I said, nope, not today. Because unlike them, I played the long game. I didn't chase them, didn't scream, didn't cause a scene. I walked into the back, pulled out my phone, and opened Facebook. Let me tell you something about Facebook. It's not just for cat videos and weird uncle rants. It's a tactical weapon, especially when you've lived your whole life in one town and can trace anyone to their mom in under 5 minutes. And that's exactly what I did. First, I found them, the Dine and Dashers. Messaged one of them directly. "Hey, I saw you dine and dash. You need to come back and pay for your meal." Left me on red. Classic. But here's the thing. Ignoring me doesn't erase your digital footprint. Because guess what? I also found their mothers. That's right. One by one, I found each mom's profile, blessed be Facebook's family tab, and sent them this little message. "Hi, I'm not sure if you know this, but your child and their friends walked out of a restaurant tonight. I thought you'd want to know." The responses? Golden. One mom messaged me back almost instantly. "Thank you for letting me know. That's unacceptable. I'll handle it." Another even called the restaurant and drove up to pay the bill herself. I wish I had footage of their faces when they found out their moms had been notified. Can you imagine the sheer secondhand embarrassment? Being 20-something and having mommy show up to clean up your mess? And let's be honest, even if they didn't pay, I didn't really care about the money at that point. What I really wanted was the validation. I walked back out to my friend, told her what I did, and watched her entire mood shift. She smiled, she laughed. For the first time that night, she didn't feel powerless. And that feeling, that was the real payoff. Oh, and this wasn't even the only time I've done it. I've worked in more than one restaurant. And when I spot someone pulling the same stunt, I go full social sleuth. In another case, I found the mom, tattled again, and she came up to the restaurant and paid the bill. No drama, no debate. Just pure, cold parental disappointment being weaponized in real time. And you better believe I felt zero guilt. Because when you dine and dash, you're not just stealing from a restaurant. You're stealing from someone who spent hours on their feet to make less than minimum wage. So yeah, I'm gonna snitch, and I'm gonna snitch hard. It wasn't explosive. There was no screaming or arrests, but that's what made it perfect. It was quiet, surgical, embarrassing in the most personal way. These weren't just people getting caught. They were getting busted by the one person on earth you really don't want disappointed in you, your mom. And best of all, I didn't have to raise my voice. I didn't even have to leave my section. I just opened Facebook and let karma click send. Some people think revenge has to be loud to be satisfying. But sometimes the most devastating justice comes in the form of a polite message sent to your mom, with screenshots if needed. Don't underestimate the power of pettiness paired with social media detective skills. Because if you're gonna act like a child, you better be ready to be treated like one. If this story gave you life, hit that like button and drop a comment. What's your pettiest act of justice? And don't forget to subscribe for more real-life revenge stories that serve satisfaction cold and just a little bit spicy. Until next time, watch your tabs and your Facebook friends.